A king of Italy, proud of his wealth and power, felt it really bad to talk to the poor. That's why so many people of his state disliked him. One day he went to hunt a deer and went so far that all the servants scattered and the king was left alone. Meanwhile, a farmer grabbed the stirrup of the king's horse. His appearance resembled exactly the same as the king. The only difference was that his clothes and condition were poor. While walking, the farmer mentioned to the king that for 3 days I have been walking hungry and thirsty on the road. But no one listens to my cry. Seeing the poor man in shabby clothes, the king went on saying, I do not speak to lowly men. The poor farmer didn't respond badly to king's harsh words and still followed him. When the king reached the pond, he got off his horse. He hung the bridle from a tree, took off his crown, then clothes, and after keeping them aside, he went down to the pond to take a bath. This pond was so deep that the bather couldn't see anything above from down there. When the king got down to the pond, the poor farmer took off his clothes, and after wearing the king's clothes, he put the crown on his head and rode on the king's horse. He had gone just a short distance when he was met by the servants of the king, who politely greeted him as if he were a king. And he also went to the royal palace without any hesitation. When the real king came out after taking a bath in the pond, the clothes, the crown, and the horse were all gone. He became very anxious, but what could happen now? After many days of starvation and wandering, he reached the city dressed in the poor clothes of a poor farmer. But now he was in such a state that no one liked to talk to him, and whenever he claimed that I am your king, people would think him crazy, laugh at him, and kept ignoring him. 2 or 3 weeks passed like this, and no one noticed anything different. But when the king's mother heard the story of this incident, that there's a poor man in state who is claiming himself as the real king, she called him and asked him to show the mole mark on his chest. As the mole was present on the king's chest, then it was confirmed that he is the true king. When the farmer saw the bad condition of the real king, he said, Are you the same person who didn't listen to the cries of the poor in the pride of wealth and government? I made this vote just to punish you. If you give up your arrogance and confess mercy and justice, only I am ready to return your throne. Otherwise, I can even order to kill you right now. Hearing this, the king humbly and regretfully admitted his mistake, and the farmer gave him the throne and went home. After which the king reformed his habits, and within a few days he became famous in other states as well for taking care of everyone in his state.